Hey guys, it's Adam from CompleteWorshipDrummer.com, and today we're going to be talking about builds inside of worship drumming, and I'm going to show you a technique that will, number one, allow you to never tense up during your builds, number two, have full control of the dynamics of your build, and number three, ensure your builds aren't speeding up. Before we dive in, if you're a worship drummer, church drummer, or you aspire to play drums for your church, please hit the like button and subscribe because this channel was made with you in mind. If you've listened to the drumming inside of worship music, you already know that building is an integral part of playing drums inside of worship music. The common problems drummers have is that number one, it's easy to speed up your builds. Number two, the builds have no dynamics and it's just loud and obnoxious. And number three, since you're playing consecutive notes in both hands, it's easy to tense up and get tired during the long build-up sections. I'm going to show you a hand technique that will fix all of these issues, and I'll show you how it all comes together in the end. So be sure to watch this video from start to finish. Okay guys, so I just wanted to show you this technique nice and close. The goal is to start utilizing your fingers in your playing. So a lot of drummers know that you're supposed to be using your wrists more than your arm. If you're using your arm for everything, that's going to remove any aspect of dynamics you're going to have. And then if you used your wrist, that would be like the next level. And then the even next level on top of that is utilizing your wrist and your fingers. The goal is to not bring the stick all the way into your hand, because if you bring it all the way into your hand and you have it like, you know, inside here, you're losing all utilization of the fingers. You want to have the stick held on that first segment of your fingers, and then the thumb is going to be directly behind the first two fingers, and you're going to get like, you know, more of a fulcrum motion like this. And I can do that by taking my pointer completely off. And, you know, different people have different fulcrum points. Some people might stress more on the pointer and the thumb. Some people might do like the first and second finger, and some people might do the second two fingers. Everybody's got different sized hands, different anatomy, so everything's different as far as that goes. But regardless, you need to have some sort of fulcrum. And generally, I recommend people try the first and second finger. So you see I have my fingers wrapped around there, and then I've got these fingers down here. And so you need to be able to move the stick up and down like this. And I'm not even moving my wrist or my arm right now. And this is a sure sign that you're utilizing your fingers. And so what we want to do is we want to bring the stick up and you want to go down. And then when we go down, we don't want to let the stick come into our hand. We're going to stop it from coming into our hand, and then for the second stroke on the way up, we're going to bring our wrist up, and we're going to get our second stroke. And so we get this. So I go down, up, down, up. That way, we can start utilizing those fingers and getting more strokes for less effort. If you're always playing your builds with both hands and using your arms, first of all, you're not going to get any dynamics out of that because it's going to be all loud using your arms. Also, you're going to get tired very quickly because you're using just your arms to get all of those strokes. And so if we can use this technique in both hands, you're going to be able to build for days without ever getting tired. And this is very common for drummers to do this on the hi-hat when playing grooves as well. And it gives the beat a little bit more rhythm. So it gives a little bit more texture to your beat as opposed to the hi-hat being all of the same volume where it just sounds very beginner. Sometimes you might want a strong hi-hat, but most of the time you kind of want the hi-hat grooving along. So we're kind of emphasizing the 1, 2, 3, and the 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and And so that's how this technique is conventionally applied to the drum set. But for us worship drummers, we're actually going to apply this technique for our builds. So we're going to be performing it in both hands. Hey guys, just a quick interruption to remind you all that I do offer one-on-one personalized coaching. Learning technical aspects like today's video topic is very difficult with just a video, because when I teach my students these techniques in a one-on-one setting, it often takes real-time feedback from me in order to make adjustments for the student to finally get it right. They often think they're doing it right, but they're not. So if you're interested in getting real-time feedback from me to make corrections to your bad habits in your technique and beyond, click the link in the description for one-on-one coaching to learn more. Now back to the builds. Yes. So we're going to go down on floor tom and snare. That's typically where you would do your builds. And you want to have space so that you're not bringing either of those all the way into your hands. And then we're going to get the second stroke on the way up. And that will give you the ability to play very fast consecutive strokes without getting tired and without slowing down because you're getting tired, and you'll have more dynamic control because we're utilizing those fingers and we're not just jamming away with our arms. So just to give you an idea of the build, usually we'll do an eighth note build where we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're going to put the kick on the 1, 2, 3 and the 4. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's your eighth note build. And then it's very common to play a 16th note build as well. So it's going to be pretty much the exact same thing. You're just counting it differently, and within the context of the music, it would be faster. So we're counting 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And so we're playing all of those notes in the hands, but then the kick is just playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it kind of gives that build the forward motion it needs. So just to give you an example of that, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E. Alright everybody, hope this video was helpful, and I hope it gives you something to work on so you can perform solid, dynamic, sensitive builds without ever tensing up. If you're thirsty for more, I've actually made an extended version of this video, giving you a few fills to transition into and out of your builds. This training is posted inside my group for worship drummers and aspiring worship drummers called Drummers Who Worship Plus. If you're interested in joining and checking out the extended training, click the link in the description and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.